Heya people, welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I know it's been a while, and if you're new to this, no, you're just going to be binging the series. But nonetheless, welcome back, and in this episode, I believe we're going to start off playing Risk. And so here we have Hisao saying, "Are we early?" Shizune is quiet as always. No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Ha ha ha. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. So, I've played Risk myself once or twice, and, not very long either time, mainly because I had to die. I believe one time I was playing and I was defending South America, and I was getting my way into Africa, but sadly, when everybody else decided that I was actually kind of getting, a bother to them, they decided, okay, let's kill him. Quickly. But it's alright. That's not going to happen to Hisao, is it? Because Misha and Shizune, look at them. They're smiling. They must be nice. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. Oh, that's good. Hisao's getting into it now. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. She's like, "Phew! We will begin, and you will understand me, whether or not I am speaking." Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. That's alright, Hisao. You getting more competitive will only make it more interesting for everyone involved, I'd say. Oh, time has passed, and we have flipped. The music started. Oh, it's tense, guys. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Just like that. Hee-chan, Shi-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Can you please just decide what to do? You think that halfway into the game, we got here in like 30 minutes? 40 minutes? No, we got here in like 3 hours. I'm surprised it's still sunny outside these windows. Please, just make a move. For the love of every entity you hold sacred. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council, alright? I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of the game. She knows that if I fail, all my pride, all of my bravado will be for nothing. And anyway, no. Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. Now, of course, if you don't, she's gonna come in and see how much she can get out of them. Ha 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 ha. Okay, Hee-chan? You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment, which is good. I'm getting on her good side. Maybe she'll let our Australia go and we can save all the people, guys. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? You got me there with the big words. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. She's not doing it. They don't have... Oh well. It's okay. Just imagine these are our index fingers. There you go. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Mishi looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Ah, wait, please slow down, Shichan. Shichan says that you're going to lose, alright? Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion, says Hisao. Ah, okay. This is a great face right there. We got 3 sparkles, the eyes have become just lines, and nothing like that 3, and 2. Cat face, I think. A little mixture of that. Those eyes of her shine with childlike mischief. No, the eyes are dark. Dark is the abyss you stare into every... No, I'm just kidding. These are sparkling indeed. ... She says that you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you want. And a choice. Okay. So, Hisao has been very, very aggressive. But I feel like maybe it's a ploy. Maybe we should play defensively here, because he said that the aggressiveness was really rubbing off, and maybe that's a trick. We have to be defensive for once. There are 2 fronts, right, that we have to defend against. We want to keep Australia. Let's play defensively. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense setup, and I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose game anyways. Bad end. Just plaster that all over, and we'll be done, I'd say. Because if we can't win the game of Risk within the game of Katawa Shoujo, then what's the point of going on? Well, I think the point is really getting a story with one of these 2 or somebody else. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. I'd say she just puts them up there and just tosses them into the air when she fist pumps, mainly because she's just too into it. That'd be hilarious. ... Wahahaha, Hichan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Shichan, not me. ... Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I guess we shouldn't have lost the Americas. Oh well. I mean, we held on to the other places for a pretty long time, I think. Oh well. ... The music stopped, though. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hichan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. Okay, maybe us as Hisao, we could use this as an excuse. Say, I guess we're not ambitious. Maybe we shouldn't join your student council. I doubt it. They're going to pull us in anyways. Look at how empty it is. If Hisao thought it was empty and lonely, these 2 must be just down in the dumps. They need more people to do all the extra work they're going to force onto the student council. I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively, just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hichan. I'm sorry. I didn't know what he did. Game just told me he did something, and now he was in trouble. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hichan. Oh. I feel like he's just getting crushed right now, just torn apart. I think by Shizune, though. Just translated into speaking for us. Damn, what's it to her if I played too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Oh, well, Shizune is rubbing something in her face, maybe. She's getting closer. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. See? There we go. Maybe we'll have an excuse. What's this? Reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. There you go, Hisao. You got it. ... Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to taunt me into joining the student council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my 2nd day. My 2nd day here. I can't make that sort of commitment yet. I've got to wait until my 3rd day, maybe my 4th day. Got to settle in first. I've even taken a look at the other clubs yet. And these two, they're a little weird. I mean, they kind of forced me to come here, promised to not play a game of Risk for me to join them, but that's kind of what it ended up being about. I don't know how I could trust them and join them and do other things for them. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the clubs before I decide. Really, Hee-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Really? 'Cause we can guilt trip you if that's what you do. Yeah, I'm just not sure that I want to. Aww. ... Ooh, she does not look happy anymore. Okay, Hee-chan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around, so we're gonna hound you until you go somewhere else and find friends who will protect you from us. Otherwise, we will haunt you till your end of days. At the school, of course, ... Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me, unless we graduate before that, which is probably the more likely of the two options. Oh. I don't know if you could hear that. My phone just buzzed. Sorry. Which is the likely of the two options, alright? But, I mean, if you joined us, we could keep on playing Risk and not doing any duties we might have as a student council. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, Wahaha, surely you're not that horrible at board games. Surely we could play another game that to give you a handicap, I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Aw, that's cold, Hee-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. I thought I was going to play maybe like 6 hours, but I ended up playing about 12. No, I ended up playing 24. That would explain why it's still light. Oh, yes. We're day 3, actually. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Or are you gonna lie to me and try to keep me here? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. Oh, they must be deciding whether they want to trick me again. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. Seriously. ... It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Please. No more. I've had enough of you two for today. Bye-bye. Yep. Bye-bye. One flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The 2nd floor hallway is a carbon copy of the 3rd floor one, which is kind of convenient for people with disabilities that are more physical. They could just navigate the same sort of area and not get confused with the different designs. Or it's also kind of convenient for the game makers, because then they can just copy and paste things. Either way, I think it works. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. I think more things can be wide and plain. Like, have you been outside? I mean, you have been indoors a lot of this game. Maybe you should join an outdoor club. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. As in, she told me you can't miss it. I'm pretty sure I'm missing it right now. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is a library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. I say, there's a door, but it's open. I mean, it's not like I tried the other doors. I think I'll burst my way in. Let's see if he does. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough, so I will burst my way in, no matter who's in there or whatever they're doing. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. Well, nobody could be inside. It could just be an empty room with the door kind of left open, So maybe somebody didn't shut it fully. Well, it's a better assumption than nothing, I guess. Hisao. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. I'm prepared for a bear to be on the other side. I'm ready to run for my life. If you're assuming a person's on the other end, though, Hisao, shouldn't you just open the door by the handle? Oh well. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively feared doing something wrong by entering. Alright, that's kind of understandable. Oh. Fancy door creaking sounds. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I'd anticipated. Nothing like a missing word. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. What's it replaced by? Oh, a blinding flash of light, and then a gorgeous girl, I think, unless my standards are completely skewed wrongly. Alright, her eyes are closed, so blind maybe, considering the school we're at. This is not as I was expecting. It's not a bear, not any bear I know of. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. Why are there so many useless rooms in this school? I don't know. Like, you got the student council rooms like a classroom, just unused for these two kids to basically play Risk all day and not do any work. And then there's supposed to be a library, but it's not a bigger room. It's not used as simply as that. Instead, it's hard to find unless it's like a huge floor. And then you just have all these unmarked rooms that aren't dedicated to anything. And when you find one that's open, you'll just find an empty one with maybe people in it sometimes. Oh well. I guess there must be a reason for that, for the school to have those rooms. The situation steals my voice. Oh no, I got it back, sorry. Caught it. Leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Just staring. Very politely, I promise you, but staring. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Blind, yes. Hello there. May I help you? Now, because I mean, in 1 second for the voice, for Misha, we got like, He-chan. But for her, maybe we should have something more elegant. Just kind of the music that's playing for her. I'm getting that vibe. Maybe. Hello there. May I help you? Something like that. Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. It's quite the poet, our Hisao. However, it's a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Alright, confirmation that we're in some sort of Japan, yes. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks? I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't even track my movements with her head is telling that, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes must means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere so very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Ah, yeah. I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting, one which I hastened to match, before realizing the futility of the action. Alright, we got a name here. I'm Lily Satao. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. Yeah, that's my name. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure thing. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. See, it's not an empty room. It's a bigger room than I expected, though. And I guess that's where she was sitting. Also, this is really kind of like nice music. It's just... but moving on. Alright. A brush here, a brush there. Her left hand often lightly touching the side of whatever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disability systems in class may have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Yeah, I mean, for Hisao, he's coming in with a disability that he had no clue of before, you know? It's kind of interesting. Like, I mean, I really just don't know anybody with a disability myself. So, I kind of don't know what they really have to go through to live life on equal standing as everyone else, or at least to accommodate all the things that are meant for people who can handle them normally. I wonder, though, how this is for Hisao then, because he probably didn't know anybody like that either, and now he's just thrust into this new world, where not everybody's the same, they all have different things, they all have their own ways of getting around them. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer of preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them, that means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Mato. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon, slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. Hehe, you're so fucked, because you're stuck with those two. Ah, Schadenfreude. I don't think I said that right, but... Yep. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. Oh! She wasn't talking about them. Although they do have a reputation, she was talking about Mato. Okay. I mean, he just kind of seems like the unkempt sort of 30-something teacher so far. Maybe there's more to his character. Oh, well, there we go. It's been a while since we've seen Hisao. There he is. And then there she is. Ah, what they showed us earlier was just cut up this way. And there we go. Clever team. Saving your artwork. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Hey, I actually, prefer coffee. I mean, thanks for making tea. Even though, It's kind of weird, awkward, because you're blind and I'm not used to this, but I don't want it. I mean, he probably should have said something. She probably should have asked, actually. Oh well. Speaking of which, they don't have any tea next to them. That's weird. I'm sure I can fix that, though. Nonetheless, the smell is quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Is this what he thinks you do with the tea? You just take it like... choke it down your throat? No, just take a sip and you're fine, Hisao. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Aw, I think the expression changed. Ever so slightly. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct? I'm in class 3 too, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, Master Miyagi. We're all, pretty badass. And it's specifically for both blind and partially blind students. Ah, you have to deal with Kenji, I think. I see. I mean, sorry. That was really insensitive of me. I see. Well, you will never. Ah, there we go, Hisao. You're learning how to be less of an accidental dick. I feel like I'm slapping myself for the full pause. I think I said that right? It's been ages since I said that phrase. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. Hopefully she didn't hear it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Alright. So, she doesn't care. She's really casual. That's cool. You're just like, hey, you burst into the room? Have a seat. Here, you can have some tea. You accidentally said, you see? That didn't make me sad or anything. Who cares? By the way, call me by my first name. Ah, sure. Sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. I'm another noob when it comes to disabilities. I'm sorry. Teach me, please. Teach me how to become level 100, the able-disabled. An environment like this would be a huge change, so I can fault you for it. Well, the same can't be said for everyone. Many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, a segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Nothing like a window and some, like tea making things. Is that all you have in this room, actually? Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Ah, so that's cool. She's leadership. Kind of not surprised by that, and it is kind of like his lunch place. Although I wonder who the friend is. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kinds of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunchtimes, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. Okay, are these our choices so far? I did say he needs to go outside. Maybe we'll go to track and field club. But there's also baseball, which is I'm not good at it, but it's always a fun sport. And then he loves books, so maybe he'll go to book club, just because it kind of fits the character. Or even better, we see who is at each of these clubs and make our decision from that. There are also numerous small ones, though, such as the art and music clubs. There we go, got some more choices. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Oh, he's just like really apathetic looking right there. Now that I think about it, I didn't really pay much attention. He's just like, is it really necessary to go to a club? I don't care. It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. There we go. Changed expression. I've really let my guard down around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. She's like, ha! Look at this kid. Scared to join a club. Or something. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it, as Lily does a second. Wait. I thought you were already drinking the tea. Why would you say it tastes good if you... Well... It's not like she could have seen you drinking it, I guess. Okay, time skip. It's gotten later in the day. As I look over the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. So does the image. It's kind of pretty though, but it's kind of being coupled with the music, which makes it even better. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Not yet. I promise you though, one day I will make it stand still, says Hisao. Huh, the time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. Just looks like the sun's starting to set. Don't you see? Don't you see? It looks like it. Seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. Were they just sitting here and drinking tea until the sunset? Damn. Oh, I guess they really know how to relax. I quickly moved to allay her concern. Ah, no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms that I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hand still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. But thanks a lot nonetheless. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me. And considering my history of trying to get places, this is actually possibly very likely. But it's okay. I'll just stumble into another cute girl offering me tea. And it'll be okay, because it'll lead me there eventually. Process of elimination. Oh, which they seem to have a habit of doing. Good thing. We can see how Hisao thinks before he even tells us. It's alright. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. Pretty hard to deny her offer, because she's not really as weird and pushy as the other people whose offers I denied. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. She stands up to follow me. She takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Oh no. Oh no. She better not be Daredevil. That'd be a twist. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walk through the hallway. And we'll get to the library next episode. I'd hope he really can make it to the library. He's failed to do so for a very long time now. Although he did meet this new person who seems really helpful and very relaxing to be with. Just kind of a nice person. That's good, you know. He's got 3 weirdos already. So having one friend who's a bit more normal, just, you know, in their behavior, I think Hisao would really appreciate that. Well, we'll find out if he'll find more friends like that next time on Katawa Shoujo. Bye-bye for now.